So I'm from Nigeria, and this summer I visited Nigeria, as I do every summer. And I experienced a bunch of things in visiting. The culture, the food, and more. But one thing I was exposed to was, in the most basic form, forced labor. Forced labor. So I went to my mom's cousin's friend's house, and she kind of had this girl. And she had three kids and a girl. The 3 kids went to school. The one girl, my age, stayed home, she cleaned, she washed the dishes, she cooked. She didn't go to school. Every day she did not go to school. So that got me thinking, okay, I don't know what this is. I Googled a bunch of stuff, forced labor, there we go. And here we are, so Googled a bunch of stuff. There we go. In 1860, the equivalent of what it would cost would be $20,000 today to own a slave, to purchase a slave, in 1860. Compare that to how much teenage girls today cost in Ontario, not even $1,000. Like $10,000, sorry. In 1860, it cost you the equivalent of a house to buy a slave. It was a major purchase to buy a slave. You buy 400 acres of land, the money you could use for a slave in 1860. Nowadays, the cost of a cow is much, much, much larger than that of a slave. In Mozambique, $2 for a slave. It's not even on the graphic, you can't even see it. The human does not equate livestock. Now, why did this happen? Well, I have a hypothesis, and it contains 2 parts. The first of which is capitalism, facilitated by globalization. In the 20th century, something happened. All the major parts of the East and Western world started globalizing. They started colonizing. And they brought with them the idea of capitalism. And the first idea of capitalism is profit. The profit motive. The idea that the business, its only purpose is to turn a profit, to make money, cash. Now, where does this lead us? Cash is everything that we live in today's world. Cash is all that we kind of do. Cash controls the world. And the issue with capitalism is that it presents everything as an avenue for profit. So the neighbor's an avenue for profit, your worker's an avenue for profit. It presents profit as the motive, the sole motive. And where this has led us is the exploitation of people. So, you get your worker, Nike gets its worker, and they look at how they can use that worker to attain more cash, more profit. So this poses a few questions. What is the value of a human life? How much is life worth? And we look at these questions of humanity, and they're all traced with profit. How much? Value? Worth? It's everywhere. Cash is everywhere. Let's ask you questions. Let's go with the cameraman. Lucas, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A doctor.
A doctor. So you want to be successful, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, well, money. How many of you in this audience, show of hands, believe that money rules the world? Capital rules the world? That makes this easier. So if we go on to those questions, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be wealthy, I want to be successful, I want to be rich. We move that back to what we said before about the questions of humanity. It's all laced with profit. It's all laced with capitalism. It's all laced with capital. The issue with that is people can exploit that, as we said before. Companies like Nike, companies like Walmart, Adidas. Today, if Walmart was a country, it would be the 25th largest GDP in the world, bigger than New Zealand, than South Africa. The issue with that is corporations are so powerful that they can do whatever they want to attain profit. Where does this lead us again? Capitalism leads to profit. And that's our second part of our hypothesis here, that the corporation has become so much bigger than the government that the exploitation of these humans for profit has led to the biggest forced labor problem that we have today, ever. Bigger than 1860 when there was slavery, bigger than the wars, bigger than anything, really. Nike has been known to use sweatshops. How do they do this? Well, they go into a country, they say, let's say it's cheaper, workers are cheaper in Thailand, we'll set up a company there. And when these workers complain about hours, complain about pay, they close shop, they move. They do it continuously. And the first way we can fix this, conscientization. Anyone taking tax, global politics, you know that word. The consumer must be aware of the attitudes and behavior of the corporation. Consumers must want a change. The consumer must decide to make the change. Viva's communication director the other day suggested that because they are using Nike as an avenue, that it's not their responsibility to maintain Nike's input of sweatshops. Secondly, the 2 P's, poverty and population. Top 8 populations in the world, 6 of them have forced labor problems. Nigeria, China, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. Brazil. So how do we control this? Well, I'm not going to ask all of you to have one baby, so population is not an avenue of control. But poverty. So much money goes into the militarization of all these countries. So much money goes into helping things like AIDS funds in Africa. But more money needs to go into education, needs to go into infrastructure, needs to go into reducing poverty rates, because through poverty comes forced labor. Again. Number 3, migration. Trafficking has really opened up more and more avenues for forced labor. People are being shipped out of Mozambique to where they're more expensive to pay for people in Ontario. $6,000 for a girl. So how do we control migration? Well, some say, let's open up migration. Let's have everyone move around so that it's not a problem, it's not trafficking anymore, everyone's doing it. Others suggest, let's make more laws controlling migration. The US has tried this, it has not worked. So how do we do this? Well, I'll leave that question open because I'm not sure I know the answer. Number 4, corruption. Corruption is the biggest avenue for forced labor in African countries. Corruption is, again, an avenue for forced labor. How do they do this? Well, going back to when in the 20th century when Western countries go into Africa, they left all these problems. They left the problems that we're trying to solve here, forced labor, but they also left tribes that were angry. And how did they express this anger? Corruption. So, what corruption does to our forced labor problems? Say a leader is in South Africa. He wants money. Not Nigeria, actually, sorry. Let's go back to Nigeria. He needs money. How does he do it? Siphons out small pieces of the budget, that's one way of doing it. Second, cuts his cabinet, says, we don't need all this money going to you. And what does he do? He keeps the money. Third way you can do this. Increase forced labor. Now, more and more often, African leaders are increasing the forced labor, the output, the input of their workers, the output that they make, the production. But this doesn't go back into the country. It goes into the pockets of these leaders. Now, leaders need to be held accountable for their actions. They need to be held accountable for what they do. They need to come together rather than steal. Now, this has been a pretty damp topic. Damp topic. We're not talking about serious things here. So I thought I'd end this talk on a cat eating a dog. Thought it'd be light, But the message of this is that we can achieve anything. I'm not going to do it alone. This is the pursuit of progress. It's a we issue, all of us together. How do we change our world for the better? Thank you.